Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm GP, and I'm here to actually teach you guys how to do Boss Rush. Now, of course, it's going to be the Boss Rush Extreme mode. I want you guys to see the comp we currently have. We're running Gardevoir, we're running Dura, Sylveon, Slowbro, and Espeon. This team is basically the #1 team you always want to take in Boss Rush on Extreme. Nobody else, no other substitutes. There's a reason for each and every one of them. The biggest thing, Sylveon. Sylveon's Hyper Voice is going to lower the special defense of the bosses, so then that way your other special attackers do more damage. Gardevoir, Espeon, Slowbro. Now you're wondering, hey, wait a minute, Dura isn't a special attacker. Well, there's a reason for it. Duraludon, you want to pick exclusively Dragon Pulse. Do not go with Flash Cannon. Dragon Pulse basically will put the dots, like you've always seen, on the bosses. And the way it works is, the lower the amount of health the boss has, the more damage each tick of Dragon Pulse will do. You will see Dura absolutely erase these bosses just from the way Dragon Pulse works. So this team is the best team to pick. Now, another thing, you're going to notice that we're running X Attack and not Fluffy Tail. Fluffy Tail will help in kind of trying to get the stun meter and all this stuff. Screw that. We are just trying to kill them as quickly as possible. X Attack, do as much damage as possible, get to those stages on the bosses, get your levels, get the job done. So, we're gonna watch this, and I'm kind of gonna go over, this basically is one of the best runs that my squad was able to do, and you'll see how quickly we do it in, and one of the reasons why we are in the top 100 of all the squads that in the actual game. So, let us see how this goes, and I'll kind of go over every small little detail. Now, like I said, you want to go in here, and I will show you actually how the defender, everything runs. Now, we over here got the spider, that's basically what I call him. And what you want to do, any of these bosses will always follow your defender. Your defender basically draws aggro. So the bosses will actually go in and attack your defender above all else. So, as you can see, spider comes in, does some webbing, goes for the defender, but then shoots the water somewhere else. Every now and then, they will spontaneously shoot the different moves to a different party member. It's a-okay. But you want, the reason why Slowbro is one of the best defenders here is his self-sustain and healing back. Let me show you. So, spider comes in, goes after the defender. He's going to do some chunking damage to the defender, but all of the defenders will actually, all of the bosses, as they're attacking the defender, every now and then they weave in other moves. So, as Slowbro, that is the key moment when you want to use your other abilities, amnesia, slack off, whatever, to actually heal back up your health. Run potion, but understand, as the defender, you are playing a different game than everybody else. Your job is to stay alive. If you stay alive, everything else will work. And one of the ways that keeps you alive are the berries. Leave the berries for only the defender. No one else, no matter how low your health is, do not touch the berries. There are 2 berries that show up, one in the north, one in the east. Don't touch them. Leave them for your defender. So you're gonna have Slowbro over here, try to self-heal, try to get his health back, but then weave it in there, use potion to kind of get his health all the way back up. Also, walk over to the berries to get his health back up. If you do that, and your attackers, everybody else is doing their job correctly, you will melt these bosses. So, another thing, as a defender, stay still. Do not walk around. You do not want to walk around and basically accidentally get one of your teammates killed. Because as the enemy is melee attacking you as a defender, if you basically are walking around in a circle trying to be like, oh, let me maybe not let them hit me, they are going to absolutely hit you. That has a big health pool, and hit someone else, the attackers, that has a little health pool and die. And that will be less damage dealing to the boss and longer time you gotta draw fire from the boss where you can accidentally kill yourself. So stay still. As you can see, we have no healer here. We are just trying to nuke these. And the hardest part of this is going to be in the beginning. If you can weave in getting those berries and weave in healing yourself, you can basically not need a healer, which means you can substitute that for another damage dealer and win this as quickly as possible. So as you can see here, he is webbing, and in the meantime, Slowbro's over there healing. We're getting the webs in. Now, the bosses, when they get to about 50% health, less than 50% health, that is when they are going to do a move to give you your levels. You get your levels, you basically do more damage because you have your moves and everything like that. It's a little bit different for Regi, which I'll kind of go into, but you'll kind of see them like glow red like that. They'll give you your levels, you do more damage, and of course, the more levels you have, the better, especially for your defender, because they'll get more defenses and less likely to die. So, get your moves, everyone gets their moves, and we do damage. So here, I'm able to actually nuke them, and on top of everybody else. Now, unfortunately, you'll see me go down here, or basically about to go down, because I was kind of locked in the size shock, basically the size shock animation, and I couldn't really move too well. So, but it's okay. We absolutely melt the spider, and here comes Zapdos. So Zapdos comes in. Always be careful of the ground. Zapdos doing Shockwave. You got to be very careful when you do Shockwave. The best thing you can do is if you have a character. If your character, you're gonna basically it's gonna be Dura, Gardevoir. Those characters can basically do their attacks outside of the ring damage of Shockwave. So they're going to be the best ones to attack Zapdos or Regi while they're in the middle. The bosses are in the middle. Everybody else kind of get to the side. If you can't reach, if you cannot damage the boss, get out of the way. So then that way the ones that don't have Shockwave can kind of get into a little pocket and keep attacking the boss. So, as you can see here, a defender goes down. It's fine. Defender goes down, and then I kind of go down here because I was going to go this way, and then of course I see the Thunderbolt. I'm like, oh great, and Brave Bird on top of me. So, unfortunate, but as you can see, he uses Shockwave, so that actually is a kind of a benefit for us. And you can see how they kind of go into a triangle pattern here. So with the fact that he does Shockwave, it allows our defender to come back and for myself to come back. Shockwave is going to be it's basically going to be a time sink. Because if you have Pokemon that don't have big range and attacking the enemy, attacking the boss, you're just going to sit there and wait, and that's more time off the clock, and you need to do this as quickly as possible. So they got a little triangle pattern going on, and able to kind of keep attacking the boss without touching anybody else. Great. Beautiful. Perfect. All right. So Zapdos is about 50%, and we have a Unite move. So Unite move, of course, a lot of times if you're doing this quickly, you may not have your Unite move until later. That's fine. Just hold on to it for the opportunity. As you can see, I am still running X Attack. I normally pop X Attack, pop the moves. This is why X Attack is so good instead of Fluffy, because you want to do as much damage to the enemy as possible. All right. So as you can see, he has his rings around him. Dragon Pulse, nukes him. It's done. So on to the next one. Here comes Regi. Be very careful to get out of the way of Regi. Stay behind him. Let your defender go one way. The attackers go the other way. So Rock Tomb comes in. Avoid the Rock Tombs. But stay around the rocks just in case. He comes out with quote-unquote Blizzard. Blizzard for Regi is basically, it'll say like Icy Wind and Rock Tomb. It's basically Blizzard. I've seen way too many people die to either Blizzard or Icy Wind. when essentially, wherever the boss is facing, that is the side of the rock you need to stand by to be safe. Articuno comes in, he's facing east, go to the east side of any of the pillars of ice. You'll be safe. Regi, he does it differently. When he does Icy Wind and Icy Wind Rock Tomb, he will drop down rocks. You go on the side of the rock he's facing. He will always, his next move will be the same move, but he'll do it in the opposite direction. I've seen way too many people die to it. If he's facing to the east first, you go on the east side of the rock. Rocks will come down again, avoid them, go on the west side. It's always going to be the opposite side. If you see, he telegraphs his moves so much, just avoid it and you'll be fine. I've seen way too many people die to it, and it's like one of the easiest moves to avoid. So, as you can see, we're melting him. Now, what you'll see here is Regi. Regi acts differently than a lot of the other bosses. Regi will walk to the center of the map to give you your levels. So here we're level 11. Regi's walking to the middle. That's where he's going to use a buff move. Gives us our levels. Keep piling on the damage while he's walking around. I've seen Regi's get stuck because he's accidentally put a rock where his center will be, and he just kind of, for a brief moment until the rock disappears, he's just standing there, and then the rock disappears, he'll go give you your levels. Take advantage of it. If you're able to clip him to where he's not able to do it, that's another way to actually get to nuke him real quickly. So he's walking over here, gives us our levels. I pop my alt, X attack, and all my moves. He's going after our defender. Now, when he gets closer to the red zone, he will yet again walk to the middle, pop your last level 15. After that, he will go crush grip someone, and then basically that's kind of the end of the match. So what you can do is basically just use the advantage of the fact that, hey, whatever move he was about to do, he'll cancel it, walk to the middle, so then that way he gives us our levels. That is time that you can just keep putting that damage in and absolutely killing them. So here, you will see that he's like, he just gave us our levels, but we are basically killing him. He's in the red zone. He gets ready to walk back into the middle to give us our level 15s. Slowbro pops his alt. So the way Slowbro's alt works on these bosses, it will interrupt whatever they were about to do. Use that to your advantage. Slowbro really will only get his alt be able to use his alt once the whole match. So use that if you see a move that's unfavorable that you don't want to do, that the boss is about to do, especially Regi, pop your alt, interrupt them. So then that way, everyone kind of lives, survives, and as you can see, we kind of skipped over a lot of the different attacks that he does. Because now he was about to go in the center, game's over, he's done, he's dead. So we basically get this done in about 2 minutes, with about 3 minutes left on the clock. And whatever your time is remaining on the clock, it will basically go towards your points. And we get 2,000 points here per person, so that's plus 10,000 points for our squad. And doing things just like that is what's going to get your squad up to the top of the leaderboards. That's the reason why we're in the top 100. So I hope that was some good info for you guys. I hope you guys are able to use that. Use the information to get your squads, get your boss rush games as quickly as possible. And we here get several records for killing. We got Regi down in 35 seconds, Spider down in 40 seconds. And if it wasn't for myself and our defender dying at Zapdos, we could have done that in about 30 some odd seconds as well, which would have gave us even more time. So even with some deaths, we still were able to come in, and that's what makes that team so good. Use your X attacks, pop your X attacks, and of course, Slowbro Potion, stay alive, and that will actually get you all your points, all your score. that you want to do in Boss Rush. So hopefully that was good for you guys. I hope that will be information you guys use as you're out there doing the Boss Rush and grinding out one after another. Do not forget to like and subscribe the video. Comment below what you guys think. If you have any other tips yourselves, I'll be happy to hear them. See what you guys have to say about it. But until then, please take care, be safe, and as always, delve deeper in any game you play. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. Phenomenon.